Okay, this is how we're going to do our elements and principles scavenger hunt. So in Schoology, you've got the elements of art list. So we've got line, shape, color, value, texture, space, and form, and there's definitions next to it. There's also little pictures of kind of like descriptions, and then below that is the principles of design. So I'm going to start just with the elements here. So I'm looking for examples of each one of these elements. So I'm looking for examples of line, of shape, of color. You can do this a variety of ways. I'm going to put this aside for now, okay? So you can... got my list here. You can use magazines. So like I've already pre-cut a bunch of items out that I think will work for the different elements. You could draw, so you could just use pencil. So when I'm thinking about line here, I picked out this little map, and so I could cut this however I wanted to. I'm gonna work in my sketchbook. So I wrote elements of art here. You have to like decide how you wanna do this and make this look all pretty. But it's up to you. So I'm going to glue this one in. If you don't have glue, you can use tape. If you don't have, you know, like sometimes you can find images like in catalogs or like if you get junk mail or look in your recycle bin. So I'm using this one for line. So I want to label this. So this is line. And you can come up with like a fun, creative way to do this. Yours is probably going to look 1,000 times better than mine. So I found this funny pencil that's been all chewed on, which seems kind of fitting here. I would not recommend chewing on pencils, but I thought this would be funny to use for texture. So I'm going to cut this out, and I'm going to use this one. So let's say you don't have a magazine, or you don't have junk mail, or things that you can find. You could draw these, right? So texture is the way a surface feels, or the way a surface looks like it feels. So I want to use this for texture, but if I didn't have a pencil or like a magazine, I could certainly draw some texture. So I could take and I could use my pencil and I could create texture like with cross-hatching lines. Right? Or I could do different things. That looks horrible. I need to try again on that one. I'm gonna play around with this a little bit, but so far I've got line and I've got texture. So you're gonna go through and try to find one for each one. How you lay this out in your sketchbook is up to you. So you can do like 2 pages with all the elements. I guess it depends on how big your pieces are. Or you can do 1 page with elements and kind of scrunch them together like in a cool collage, and then 1 page with the principles. I'm not sure. I haven't gotten mine all on here yet, so I need to finish. So like I cut this one out for shape. Let me try to find my color. Ooh, I could use this one for texture. Those are nails. That might be kind of cool. Maybe I'll use that one instead. I have this one for form. I liked this because it looks 3-dimensional. It's like an example of like how to make, like to gather a ribbon, but it's a drawn. So I could use that for form if I wanted. Oh, this is the one I have for color. So I'm going to use that for color. So I'm going to cut these out like in different ways. Maybe, you know, you can round these out. You can cut these however you want. They don't have to be squares or anything. Maybe I do something like this. I could glue that one on for color. I've got texture and I've got form. I'm going to try to get all these on here. So I'm looking up the different art words. Okay, I'm reading the definitions and trying to find an example or draw an example for each one of these. Okay, so good luck, and I can't wait to see what you do.